Most people who try shortwave hear static indoors and write it off. It isn't dead. You only bought half the setup. Shortwave is 5 things: the radio, the antenna, where you listen, your power, and noise. So the rule for travel, the radio matters most. At home, it's the antenna and your noise. Here's exactly what I'd buy, depending on how you listen. Let's start with the setup most people should buy. For most people, the best shortwave setup is the Tecsun PL330 paired with a simple 20 to 30 foot reel antenna. That's the main pick of this video. Not because it's the fanciest and not because it's the priciest. It's the cheapest setup here that still feels complete. You get real shortwave coverage, direct frequency entry, easy tuning mode auto scan, single sideband, that's SSB, the mode that unlocks ham voice and utility signals, fine-tuning, and an external antenna jack. Translation? It handles normal broadcast today, and it has room to grow into more serious listening later. You won't outgrow it in a month. Pair it with a Kaito T1 and Tecsun AN03L, or any decent reel antenna in that range, with the right plug. Here's where beginners blow it. They sink all their cash into the radio, sit indoors next to a Wi-Fi router, extend that tiny whip, and decide the radio is junk. Don't judge shortwave that way. Listen on battery power, kill the chargers and LED lights nearby, clip the reel antenna by a window, or run it outside if you can. That one move beats spending another $100 on a better receiver. The downside? It's small. The speaker's just okay, and some sellers leave out the battery, so check before you order. Want more controls and a seriously capable broadcast portable? The Kodosin DX286 is the step up, but it's busier to drive, so it's not this simple first pick. Want bigger controls and richer audio? Look at the Tecsun PL880. For most people though, PL330, a real antenna, batteries, earbuds, done. Real quick, if that antenna and battery tip just saved you from buying the wrong radio, hit like so this reaches the next person about to overpay. That's the only time I'll ask. Now, if even that feels like more than you want to spend, here's the cheapest setup I'd still put my name on. The budget pick is the Tecsun PL310ET with a Tecsun AN03L or any similar reel antenna. This replaces the ultra-cheap analog radios as the real entry point because the PL310ET is just easier to live with. You get keypad tuning, that same easy tuning mode auto scan, AA battery power, a proper display, and an external antenna jack. So you can actually find a station and come straight back to it instead of crawling across an analog dial hoping to land on something. One honest catch, this is a broadcast-only radio, no single sideband. So if you already know you want ham voice or utility stations, don't buy this and upgrade 2 weeks later. Skip straight to the PL330. But if your goal is world band broadcasts and learning what shortwave actually sounds like for as little as possible, the PL310ET earns it. Want it even cheaper? The XH Data D219 is the try shortwave for almost nothing option. Fun, but you'll outgrow it fast. Want extras instead? The XH Data D109WB adds NOAA weather, Bluetooth, and a bigger speaker. Just don't mistake more features for better shortwave control. For pure listening on a budget, I'd take the PL310ET. Now, home listening, because here the buying advice completely flips. At home, do not throw all your money at the receiver. Spend your effort getting the antenna away from noise. If you're comfortable with a computer, the best value home setup is Airspy HF Plus Discovery. That's a software-defined radio, an SDR, paired with a U-loop, a simple outdoor wire, or a properly matched random wire. Why an SDR? Because you stop tuning blind. You get a waterfall display that shows the whole band at once, plus recording and decoding. You see where the signals are instead of hunting for them. For home listening, that's a massive edge. The trade-off? It's not just a radio anymore. You need a computer, software, and a little patience. If you want to sit on the porch and turn a knob, this isn't it. If you want broader coverage beyond shortwave, the RSP-1B adds the VHF and UHF bands above shortwave, and the RSP-DX-R2 is the serious permanent desk version with multiple antenna ports. But the receiver is only half the system. In an electrically noisy home, apartments, solar inverters, LED lighting, switching power supplies everywhere, a plain wire can pull in more noise than signal. That's when a loop antenna earns its keep. And the serious answer is a W6 LVP amplified receive loop. It's not cheap, and it's not the default. But if your real enemy is household noise, it solves the actual problem. And if you want zero computer, The standalone pick is the Tecsun S2200X. Big controls, a real speaker, proper antenna connections, classic radio feel. Just know it can cost more than the portables, and it isn't automatically better than an SDR if you'll use a computer anyway. For travel, I'd go a completely different direction. For travel, the pick is the C.Crane CC Skywave SSB2. It's not the cheapest shortwave radio. It wins because it's the best self-contained kit. Shortwave with single sideband, AM, FM, NOAA weather, airband, direct entry, memories, plus a real antenna, earbuds, a carry case, and an antenna adapter in the box. It runs on AA batteries, which makes it right for hotels, campsites, road trips, and emergency bags. That all in one package is the whole point. The Tecsun PL330 is cheaper if all you want is shortwave and SSB. The C.Crane earns the premium by covering more real-world situations in one pocket-sized package. 2 warnings before you buy. First, check current stock. Availability on this one moves. Second, do not use lithium AA batteries. C.Crane specifically warns against them for this model, so stick to alkaline or rechargeable nickel metal hydride batteries. And if the C.Crane is out of budget, the XH Data D808 gives you shortwave, SSB, and airband for less. A little rougher, but a lot of radio for the money. For the simplest grab-and-go buy, I'd still take the C.Crane. Before you buy anything, here's the order to actually spend your money in. Get this wrong, and even a great radio disappoints. If you already own a shortwave radio, don't upgrade at random. First, the antenna. A real antenna, an outdoor wire, or just a better location changes more than a new radio ever will. Second, the noise. Try battery power. Move away from chargers, computers, routers, TVs, and LED lights. If the radio suddenly sounds better across the room, the radio was never the problem. Third, earbuds or headphones. Weak shortwave is far easier to understand through earbuds than through a tiny speaker. Fourth, the right adapters and cables, but only after you know which jack your radio actually uses. Fifth, the radio itself. That's when SSB, better filters, and SDR features start to matter. And 2 traps to dodge on the way in. Don't buy something just because the box says emergency radio and lists shortwave. On a lot of those, shortwave is a checkbox, not a real receiver. And don't pay extra for single sideband unless you know why you want it. For normal broadcasts, plain AM shortwave is enough. For ham voice and utility stations, SSB is worth every penny. The wrong move is buying a premium radio and still running it indoors next to a noisy charger. The whole rule fits in one line. Don't just buy a radio, buy the setup. For travel, the radio leads. At home, the antenna and your noise lead. Get all 5 pieces working together, and shortwave stops being static and starts being the thing that hooked people decades ago. Distant voices showing up out of nowhere. Every pick is linked in the description with current prices. Check them before you buy, because they move. And if you're still stuck between a normal shortwave radio and a computer-based SDR, I put the shortwave radio versus SDR video on screen now. Watch that next, and you'll know which path makes more sense before you spend the money.